to come on every once in a while, make a report once a month or so. Come on.
Stand by. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't touch that dial. Got a special guest. Not a special, I mean an important guest. I brought him all the way up from Atlanta, Georgia. You know, I love Atlanta, Georgia because I spent some beautiful years there. I was in the Army there. I took my basic training in Camp Wheeler. I almost married a Georgia peach, you know, but it's, you know, and I fought there. I didn't fight the enemy. I fought in boxing. And so I have a lot of little stories to tell about Atlanta. And my friend here, who is now our top man in Norristown, and I only met him a couple half hour or so, and he impresses me as a man that wants to do a good job here in Norristown. So welcome to the Hank Cisco Show.
Thank you, sir.
Tell them who you are and what you do.
Crandall Jones.
Right.
I am the borough administrator for Norristown.
Right. Now, tell me what's that mean?
That means basically I'm the chief administrative officer. All of the department heads report to me, and I'm responsible for
all departments
report to me. I'm responsible for managing the operations of the government, overseeing the operations of the government.
And so we're gonna do some being the county seat, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Now you went through a procedure on 10 or 15 people applied for this job. And then next thing you know, they say, well, I don't know if he can run this town. You know, everybody has their doubts,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Did they have any doubts about you?
I don't think so. I think when I met with the council very early on in the process, they knew what my capabilities were. You were right. The process was very thorough. There were actually, I think, about 33 applicants. For the position, and believe me, they went up, down, and through
Everybody had something to say.
Yes.
Good and bad.
Yes.
Now, I was going to say, I just said something to you. I'm going to read this
Okay.
to you. I'm going to read this.
Okay.
Now, I'm your friend, okay?
That's wonderful.
I'm your friend until you give me a hard time. You give me a hard time, then I'll put my dukes up. All right. Now, a new man is in Norristown. Being a municipal administrator is like being a boxer.
Right.
Okay? He has to learn how to bob and weave.
Right.
With all these different, sometimes he gets booed from the hometown crowd.
Yes.
Before the fight even starts.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
No one knows how he's going to end up. Is he going to be a winner? Or is he going to be an has-been? You know, Mr. Jones, you have a great opportunity to make this county seat a place to visit,
yes,
a place to shop, a place to be entertained with our theaters, to worship, and a place to come to manja. We have some good restaurants.
Yes,
here.
you do.
Okay, so we got a new Egyptian restaurant, we got an Italian restaurant, we got a new one, the Boot, the Italian Boot. It's
Okay.
3 different restaurants. Just opened one in Norristown under a different name. Okay, now, I stood on the step. Now I'm going to tell you that how people can change. And people complain before they even know what the story is.
Right.
They booed me when I got in the ring. They didn't know, you know, I'm from Norristown. When I fought in Rome, Georgia, kill that Yankee, you know. I whipped his butt, you know. And then they liked me afterwards. They
Right.
found out I knocked the guy on the 3rd round.
Okay.
But they didn't know me. They booed me before I even knew what to do. So if there's some people that booing you, don't worry about them. You're going blind. Get in the wagon, hold the line. Okay.
There you go.
Now, I stood on the steps of the courthouse, right,
Okay.
with leaders of the community, protesting that we did not want Montgomery Hospital to move out.
Okay.
Einstein was moving in. We protested. Rochelle Griffith was the councilwoman. We stood there with all of them, right? They were wrong. Einstein's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, Rittenhouse Nursing, now it's called Power Back. People didn't want a nursing home in their neighborhood up there in the North End.
Right.
They were wrong. It's a blessing.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So, now, some people will question you, your ability to run and everything. Are they wrong?
Very,
They're
very
going to be wrong.
Very
Okay,
wrong.
you're going to prove
Absolutely.
them wrong. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's up to you, Mr. Jones, to make all these doubters wrong, and I think you will. I mean, you know, If you see what you can do, this town has, what, 59 crime? We're number 59 on crime. The image of Norristown, the perception of Norristown is not good. We're going to have to change that. Right? We are the county seat.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to make it a toilet seat.
Absolutely.
Okay? We're going to make it a county seat, and we're going to get any kind of assistance and aid we can get all over, right?
Correct.
So, in basketball, they say, Mr. Jones, the ball's in your court.
Absolutely.
In boxing, they say, keep bobbing and weaving, keep punching, bell to bell. Mr. Jones, we are in your corner.
Okay.
So give him H-E-L-L, okay? And God bless Mr. Jones, and God bless Norristown and the county seat, and God bless America. That's what I have to say about you. Okay?
Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we're on the right road, you know, and I've been around. I worked under, how many, about 4 chiefs of police, 5 district attorneys, and everybody has a different style. And I think with his experience, coming from a town that, no high muckety muck, you know, like they say, well, a guy's from the upper crust. You know my definition of an upper crust? A bunch of crumbs stuck together. So what I'm saying here, and I got that line from an Alabama judge one time. He says, I was there and I heard these people come up there to upper crust. He says, nothing but a bunch of crumbs stuck together, you know. So actually, I want to thank, this is my 25th year, and I want to thank God. I want to thank my mom and pop that had the guts enough to get on a ship and come to the United States and make a better life for everybody, you know. And it's just been a great, great ride. And I want to thank, I got to give a plug, you know. I got to give a plug here. I got to tell Dr. Frost. He's the one that operated on for colon cancer. Dr. Grafey gave me radiation for prostate cancer. Dr. Playo operated on 2 hip replacements. Dr. Blasco, my heart wasn't going. I got a hip replacement. My heart was going boopity-boop, boopity-boop. It should have been going boop-boop-boop-boop. And they put a pacemaker to make it go boop-boop-boop. So I'm bobbing and weaving. And Dr. Ferdinand at Lankenau Hospital, one of the top guys in the country, put the pacemaker there. Dr. Mash is a dermatologist, had a little bit of cancer up the top. She took care of that. Dr. Domino, which is a well-known Dr. Dr. Melnick, Dr. Seepster, my eyes with the, what's the name? So all these people, and Dr. Muscarella, he took care of my ingrown toenails.
Fantastic.
So, and I've had them on my show. So I'm just saying that you have a great opportunity, and you're bringing tell me something about your family now.
Yes. Well, I have a beautiful wife, Letha.
What's her name?
Letha.
Lisa?
Letha.
Italian?
No, she's not Italian, but it's Letha. And I have a 29-year-old daughter, Siobhan.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, gorgeous.
What does she do?
She's a teacher.
Teach? What she teach?
In Tennessee. She teaches early child education. So she's kindergarten, pre-K.
Oh, okay.
Teacher. I have a soon-to-be 15-year-old son who's a freshman in high school.
What's he play?
He plays wide receiver and cornerback for the JV team.
Did they do any boxing?
Nope, no, doesn't do any boxing.
Well, I'll give him a couple lessons there.
And he also plays basketball.
He plays basketball.
Point guard.
That's
point
great.
guard.
That's great.
And I have a 9-year-old son, Noah.
What's he going to do?
Well, right now he's very much creative. He likes working with sonic figures, creating figures for cartoon characters. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that maybe we'll have them all here on the show.
Absolutely.
I think, you know, you have to get to know people. You know.
Right.
You know, let you walk up to a guy, hello, and the guy say, what do you hello to me? I don't know you. So, well, my name's Hank Cisco. Okay. So the next day I said hello to the guy. The guy says, what do you say hello to me? I don't know. I met you yesterday. So, you know, sometimes you got to be a little bit goofy.
Right.
Not goofy, but, you know, enjoy life while you're here.
Exactly.
Now, tell me something about Atlanta. I spent years down there, basic training at Camp Wheeler, and I discharged from camp, or a fort. What's a difference between a fort and a camp?
I think a fort is much bigger.
Oh, yeah, fort, yeah.
Much bigger, yeah. Fort McPherson.
Camp Lawson was right outside of Atlanta, and that was for hospital for amputees.
Right.
And I fought a boxing bout there, Army boxing.
Oh, okay.
And that was something. The guys would have one arm. He had like a rattle instead of shaking hands or clapping, you know. And you know, Atlanta was like racial problems. You know, did you ever bump into any racial problems?
No.
Well, I did.
No.
I did.
Okay.
I did. You want me to want to hear it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was boxing Fort Larson. I had to take a bus, bulkhead, right? I think it's a bulkhead. The bus
Yes.
from Atlanta to Fort Larson. Okay. Now, and I had another guy helping me. So I went in. I had to fight two guys, two fights in one night. After the fight, I won. Thank God. Back of the bus. I'm tired, right? So I sit in the back of the bus, way in the back, where there's like a bench, and I'm laying there. I got my, I'm sleeping. All of a sudden, this big black guy comes over to me. Come on, move up. Like, get out of here. What do you know? And my buddy was saying, you know, he was from Chicago.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I said, what do you mean? So he says, come on, move up. So I don't know what he's talking about. Finally, he get up. He walks up to the bus driver, says something to the bus driver. Whoop, turned around, he says, move forward. I had to move forward, and he sat behind me.
Right. I
said to myself, now, this is goofy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I had to sit here, and I was dead tired, you know.
Right, right.
But, you know, I'm so glad that stuff is gone, you
right.
know.
Well,
And
didn't experience it in Atlanta.
Huh?
Didn't experience that in Atlanta, but I have experienced it.
Yeah. You know, well, everybody has his own problem. My paisans, when they come from Italy, they were all, everybody gets hit, you know.
Right.
Like I say, all sunshine makes desert.
There you go.
You can't have everything shining for you, you know. Now, Atlanta, what kind of work did you do down there?
I was the city manager of a city right next to Atlanta for this city of East Point.
Decatur?
No, East Point. I was in Fulton County.
I was going with a girl from Decatur. Yeah, I'm a Decatur. She was nice
yes.
girl.
Yeah, well, everything's greater in Decatur. That's what they say.
Huh?
Everything's greater in Decatur. That's
Yeah.
what they used to say. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm shooting crap. Decatur, what are you shooting crap? Eight, well, whatever. It's a term used. I haven't shot crap in a long time.
Okay.
When I was in the Army, you know.
Okay.
But I have a lot of memories, and you're bringing something. You didn't come from outer space. You came where there were changes were made, and you helped make the change. And I understand you're good on figures, on make sure.
Yes.
And I understand you're not a clock watcher. You know.
No.
You don't look at the clock and say, I'm time for me to go, you know. There. So,
no.
Nothing like that, you know.
No. Work has to be done, and I like to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And, well, you got the health. You look like I could put you right in the ring right now.
And kill me if you got me.
I line you up in a 4-round bout in Scranton. But I smoked my first cigarette. I was boxing in New York, okay? And I was boxing this guy, and he would duck, and I would hit him uppercut, you know.
Okay.
Then next thing you know, my manager says, keep punching, you know, bring it uppercut.
Right.
Well, this guy got smart. So this time he put his head up. So, and I missed. Woo. So I says, oh. Next thing you know, I said, you duck. You went like that. I'm going to throw an overhand right. So I throw a right, and he ducked. It come down, and I hit here, and this come out.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, oh, man. I'm telling you, it was really something, you know. But fighting taught me something, you know. You have to think for yourself, and that's why I think every kid, every student should at least one time get in the ring, and when the bell rings, he's got to do his own thinking. He's got his own thinking, right?
Right.
I don't know. You don't have to become a professional boxer. About this bullying, they say bullying. Come on, you know. But send all the bullies to me. I had when I was at boxing, the PAL.
Right.
Send them all. Send all the bullies to me. They won't be bullies no more.
Gotcha.
You know, right? Now, what else? So I said I smoked my first cigarette. So I had dislocated thumb. My manager says, go get a job. So I said, well, I'm going to go back to Atlanta, Georgia. When I was in the Army, I'd meet my friends down there. So I got a job with construction right near Winecroft Hotel that burnt down. It was a big fire. I think 13, 14 people got killed. It was right near there. So the guy, the first day, he gave me a jackhammer. You know, oh, man, I'm going like that. So I put the jackhammer down on the side, and I'm resting like that. So the boss come over and says, come on, get that thing working. I said, well, wait a minute. I'm taking a rest. I says, look at them guys. They're sitting over. They're standing over there. He says, yeah. He says, but they're smoking cigarettes. Oh, no kidding. Next day, I put the thing down, and I learned, and like Clinton, and I never inhaled. But no, but I don't know. I'm telling the truth, you know. But and then there was a lot. You know, there wasn't too many Catholics down there when I was down there. You know, so I went out with this girl. You know, and she says, "Where you from?" I said, "I'm from Norristown, Pennsylvania." She says, "Well, I'm from Atlanta." I thought, "That's nice, you know. I'm nice wine and nice food, and no, you know, like nice. I want to dance and all."
Right.
So she says, "Well, you're Italian," and I says, "Yeah, I'm Italian." "Well, if you're Italian, you're most likely Catholic." I says, "Yeah, I'm Catholic." She says, "Well, you know what? Why do you Catholics bless yourself?" I said, "Well, come on now. I don't come here to talk about religion. I come over here to hug and kiss and dance." So, I mean, so then when I had a priest here one time, I told him, and he told me why we bless ourselves. So, you know, but these are all memories of Atlanta, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Now, tell me now, you're going to move around? You're going to move your family up here?
Yes, yes.
Tell me about what's the operation there.
Well, you know, of course, my wife is in charge. Of course,
right.
She's in charge
You got that right.
And so she's actually right now talking to a realtor.
Good.
And they're looking around.
Talk to Trinetta, my cousin.
Okay.
He's my cousin.
Okay. But she's talking to a realtor, and she's looking around.
Yeah.
And I know she'll be up here end of this month, first of next month to do her first on-site look. But definitely the family.
You got to get the kids enrolled in school.
Yeah,
and all,
yeah.
you know.
We actually started school down there a month ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so they started, the boys have been in school for a month.
Kidding.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know, but they've been in for a month.
Don't they Labor Day don't mean anything to them?
Well, they got off a Labor Day holiday.
Oh.
They got our Labor Day holiday, but
Well, I think they started here before Labor. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I forget about that. I got enough things on the oven to have to do that, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't, you know, there was a restaurant on the corner of Peachtree Street and another one like an angle, and the movie where the show Gone with the Wind was I can't think of the theater, but on the corner was the name of a hamburger heaven. It was like it sold hamburgers, like Burger King.
Yeah.
It was hamburger
Hamburger heaven. Okay.
And I was a soldier. Some guy come on there in civilian clothes, you know, and next thing you know, he says to me, what you're in the Army, all that your stuff. And he says, he wanted to fight. He wanted to fight. You know, it was like 12 o'clock at night. I got a fist fight. I would fist fight from that corner about a week. So I was backing up, you know, and we went for about a block. Wow. The next day, the captain called me in. He says, "I understand you had a fight last night." I says, "Well, yeah." The guy was there says, "Well, I'm glad you won." But all right, now tell me, what are some of your goals now?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm spending the first bit of time just absorbing what's going on. But, you know, I guess the serious goals I have start out is obviously to have a very efficient, effective operation where we are making sure that we have effective business management of the government, so that we're making the best use of the human resources, the dollars, and the material resources.
Right.
Second is to have exceptional customer service in terms of how we serve the public, how we serve each other. Third, and I think it goes back to what you were talking about earlier about being advocates for Norristown. I think part of what our job is, we have to sell the community as well. So that's it. And then the biggest goal is, you know, at my heart, I'm an economic developer. And I think the thing that attracted me to Norristown was the canvas. I mean, we've got so many great attractions.
Right.
We've got Riverfront.
Right.
We've got the Elmwood Zoo. Right. We've got the Arts District.
You've got the Columbus Monument. You haven't seen that yet.
Yes, I've seen it.
All right.
We've got the monument. We've got all these wonderful restaurants.
Right.
And I think we've got a canvas to paint on that's exceptional. So a lot of people tell me, you got hard work to do. I say, I got a great work because I got a great canvas to paint on.
Right.
So I think from an economic development standpoint, there's a lot to do. I think one of the things we have to do, though, is focus the city council on what the vision and mission is that they have.
Work together.
Right. And then as a team, not only with them, not only with the staff, but I'm going out in the community because there are a lot of players in the community that have to, I've turned the mirror around and said, you know, it's not what we need to do to improve Norristown first, it's what we need to do to change about all of us to improve Norristown. And that means there's a lot of teaming that we have to do. Yeah.
Well, right now we're pretty well much involved in 2 theaters.
Right.
Now, and also there's something else developing. I don't know. I'll talk to you about that later. I don't want to disclose it now, but there's a couple good things going on with somebody's wants to invest big in Norristown.
Right.
And I'll tell you more. But I don't know if you're aware of it or not. But I'll let you know.
Okay.
But it's good for Norristown. But
yes.
I would like to, you know, after you put 24 years in the police department, you traveled. Well, we had to live in Norristown. We traveled around. And I can see that wasn't that much change. But I'd like to take you for 1 hour, 2 hour tour and say some things that maybe that you will not see when you're sitting in the office.
Right.
You know? But I don't think you're a kind of guy that's going to sit in the office.
No,
you know?
I haven't spent a lot of time in there except late at night by myself.
Yeah. Well, you know, at nighttime, you see what Norristown looks like at night. It looks like at daytime. You know, I think that's so important. You know, but I was thinking like there's some. How can we make more money in Norristown? Is there something we're losing out on that we could make some money? I remember when we had the movie theater, Norris Theater, we used to get 10% amusement tax. And that would go there. Now, the zoo gets free rent, free tax, free this, everything, and we don't get nothing. It's valuable land out there. Now, we don't get no rental. We don't get nothing. You know, so I think, and I like animals. I like the zoo, but I think we ought to start looking at it and see whether Norristown could benefit a little bit more. And I'd like to see, now that we have a casino over in Valley Forge, where I have pretty good connections, a good guy there, Jake Wagner. He's a nice guy. I had him on my show, but I would like to see Norristown be a place where the zoo people will come. And they come in buses that's there in a car, and they're out. So they stay here, the zoo, tour Norristown, casino, whatever it may be. You know, you got the Columbus Monument, the tours and things like that. Now, a lady just called me and said, I'd like to have a hayride in the farm park. You know, I'll ride you through there sometime. Farm park, that's state property, but the county runs it. That's the only place where the county runs a state area. Okay. Although it's covered by state police. When I was a policeman in Norristown, state police would be involved. So she wants to have a hayride. You know. Well, that's great. You know. I find out about 10 years ago, my nephew used to have hayrides there.
Oh, really?
He passed away. But I'm going to hook her up. It'd be nice. People want to go hayride. We got this. We got the P&W, we got the railroad, we got the buses, we got the bike trail, we got the riverfront. You know, we are a gem.
You're absolutely
between Gettysburg and Philadelphia.
Yes.
Okay? So, now, what's the best assets Norristown has?
Well, I think you just ran down them, but the number one asset, I think, are the people in the community. You've got a lot of people that I've been meeting since I've been here in the last 10 days who are really, really focused and passionate about the community. I think
you're going to see them.
Yes.
Right, you're going to see it.
Right, and I think what we have to do is be effective in how we marshal all that passion and talent to do it. You hit the nail on the head. Norristown has to be thought of and marketed as a destination.
Right.
And because of all of those assets, the riverfront, the zoo, all of those things, there are ways to work the partnerships in a way that the city, the borough itself, and the community benefits beyond just people attending the zoo. And it's all about economic development partnering.
Well, I see. I could be, you know, I'm 89 years old, so I can say what I want. Nobody's going to get mad at me, you know. I can't get fired. You know what I get paid here? I get paid weekly, very weekly, you know. But I said that should be called the Norristown Zoo. It's not Elmwood Park Zoo. It's the Norristown Zoo, Philadelphia Zoo, the Bronx Zoo, Chicago Zoo, everything. So we have something good. Name it after. You know, let's change our image now, okay?
Right.
You're coming here, and I checked and said, hey, who's on the board? I asked, nobody from Norristown's on the board.
I think that's changed.
What are we in the back of the bus? You know, the heck with that bus. This bus has convertible now, okay? What do you think of that?
Well, I think that's changed. I actually met with the CEO of the zoo last week.
Yeah.
And I think there are actually now 2 members
From
Norristown.
Norristown? Who?
I don't know him. I don't know him. But I was
Well,
told there were 2 members
Okay.
now on the
No,
on the
you
board.
live in Florida, you get half price to go at Disney World.
Yeah.
Over here, should be the same. I don't know. It's something to think about.
We've been talking about some creative
Because
ideas.
they get free rent, they get free tax and everything, so we should get half price.
Yes. I think the members of citizens in the community, I think from all that I've had in the discussions, there's an agreement on that there should be some benefits for citizens of Norristown
Right.
in that zoo.
Right.
So I think that's going to happen.
Something there. But I want to go over this one more time.
Yes.
Your basic responsibility.
Right.
Your basic responsibility.
I'll put it like this. If you think of the council as a board of directors,
Right.
I'm the CEO for that board of directors.
Okay.
So as the CEO of the government, my job is to manage the operations of the government, to
Keep it going.
keep it going, make sure we're efficient, generating the proper revenue, being efficient in the use of our resources, stimulating economic development, stimulating tourism, all of those things that governments do. My job is to make sure we do it well.
Yeah, okay. Now let's, as a new man, you're going to make people think, you see something different. You come in Norristown, you got a street sign, one about this big, one over there. You got the main street, got a little sign like here. You know, we're coming here, let's put signs there. I think there's federal money to pay for signs. There's federal money to fix up the park and different things, you know. So that's what you're
That's
going to be
it.
doing.
Yes.
You're going to see get all these handouts. Everybody else is getting them. You know, another thing, I just read in the paper, Upper Merion going to get sprayed for mosquitoes. Conshohocken going to get sprayed for White Marsh is going to get sprayed. What's the matter in Norristown? Wow, we got mosquitoes here too.
Yeah.
And I get bit. You know, I'm telling you, I get bit. Boom, bang, boom, and that's, you know, I get the stuff you put in the dryer. You know, they say you put that on there.
Okay.
And then they told me you put some some kind of stuff you put around the garbage things that keeps the squirrels and things away.
Right.
But I'd like to see that. Now, when you and I take a tour, I'm going to show you some of the entrances here, some of the entrance to Norristown that should have something, you know.
Should be gateways.
Right,
Should
right,
be
right.
really nice
It
gateways.
used to be the gateway to Valley Forge.
Absolutely.
But it's not doing it, you know.
Absolutely.
But are you getting along good with council?
Yes.
You got everything work? You
Yes.
know? No, years ago there used to be 12 councilmen here. When I was a policeman, they were up at the city hall was there in DeKalb.
Right.
Hey, fight upstairs. Went upstairs and the 2 councilmen were fist fighting. We had to break it up, you know.
Yeah.
And so we really, I got a couple notes here from John. Now the theater, what can we do? What can you do to help the theater? Are you familiar with any of that when you were down in the other job?
Well, we didn't have a theater district down in East Point where I work. We didn't have a theater district, but that was one of the things that attracted me to Norristown, that we do have a theater district here.
Right.
And again, I think the theater district, in partnership with all of those other attractions, is part of a whole strategy for tourism and economic development. So yes, part of what my outreach is, and part of what I think my role is to spend time with the folks that operate the theater district, that oversee the theater district, and find ways for us to partner for resources, money, find the ways to creatively cross-promote the community, cross-promote the theater, cross-promote the
Right.
riverfront. All of that should be a part of that overall, this is what Norristown is all about.
We could make Norristown a weekend.
Absolutely.
The zoo in the morning.
Absolutely.
Then they got the theater in the afternoon.
Right.
After the theater, you can go to the casino.
Absolutely.
I was talking to a guy with the casino and say, they have the train stops. We have a parking lot at the corner of Lafayette and DeKalb, right across from the theater,
Yes.
Center Theater.
Yes.
That holds, I think, 600 or 700 cars. Now, they could have a shuttle bus from the area in Lafayette and DeKalb to the casino. So you got the zoo, you got the tour in Norristown, you got the restaurant, you got the theater, you got the whole weekend.
Absolutely.
We got it. We're not using it.
I agree. And my approach to economic development has always been regional.
Hey, wait, economical development. Tell me the definition of that.
That basically is this: utilizing the resources that you have, the assets that you have to attract.
What are some of our
Riverfront,
right?
zoo, arts theater, parks, all of the assets that the community has. In this instance, utilizing the casino as a regional attraction.
They gave us $8,000 for
Right.
fireworks.
As a regional attraction.
Right.
So you utilize all of those assets that you have to attract investment, to attract people to locate and live
Right,
and work
right,
and
right.
play in your community.
You know.
And that means spend money to reduce taxes, to reduce the impact of maintenance, et cetera, for the people who live in the community by providing those things that other people want to come live, work, and play in the community.
You got it. You hit it
Absolutely.
on the head.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, you know, Mayor Rizzo, when he was campaigning, I helped campaign, you know, and so he says, Hank, you run for mayor in Norristown. I could have ran, but I said I was happy with what I was doing, you know. He says, you run for mayor in Norristown, and I'll come and, he says, if you want to be a good mayor, you keep the town clean
Absolutely.
and you keep it safe.
Absolutely.
I want, you know, we had to patrol the street. We had walking districts. We got people to come to here to the courthouse. We got them, you know, years ago people, they had a law office and everything, but now we got it. We need visible. Got to
Right.
be visible,
Right.
you know, and that's what, uniform. That's why one time my sergeant, he was no college graduate. I went to the diner and took my hat off and started eating. You know, he come in, you keep your hat on when you're eating here. When the people, that's why you wear a hat, conspicuous, in case you want the police officer, you know,
Right.
you see him. So I have a hat off, you know, somebody looking for a policeman, you know. And then my crossing guards, I had them all dressed like police officers. When a guy come running by, he sees a police officer, a girl dressed, thinks a policeman, you know.
Right.
Let your offense be your defense,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Hit to the stomach and the head dies.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
So-
absolutely.
So, but what are you doing since you got here?
Mostly learning. I've been walking, meeting people in the community, meeting players in business, county folks, looking to meet state folks, meeting with other managers and administrators in the region, meeting people like you, meeting everyday citizens.
You don't meet too many like me, though.
Not like you.
Oh.
Not like you. But
I
meeting
mean,
you.
all right, okay.
Meeting you.
Okay.
But just talking and trying to soak
Right,
in
right.
what is the
That's
community.
right. Is there anything here? I got everything over here. Right, good. All right. Is there anything? What else? Tell me something now. That a question I didn't ask you.
Wow, you asked me a lot. I would guess in terms of approachability, for one thing, I want to be a person that is known, approachable in the community,
Right.
because I need to hear from the community.
Right.
And I think that the city council needs to hear from the community
Right,
as well.
right.
And so we've got a lot of work to do as a team, myself, the staff, and the council, to really create a vision by which everybody can operate behind. And that's really a large part of the groundwork we're laying right now.
Right now, you
Right.
know. And but what do you think the history of Norristown? Now I got these two books.
Yes.
and I want you to, this was Stan Husky.
Okay.
You read these, it'll tell you something about Norristown,
Right.
some of the guys that made Norristown what it is, you know. Here's Cold Breath, he was an Olympic runner, Darden runner. You know, we have a lot of good things. So
Okay.
I want you to read that. You'll know
Fantastic.
more about Norristown than 90% of the people in Norristown.
Okay.
And I'm going to get you one of these here. But,
Okay.
And then this here has a lot of things about Norristown, local stuff. And
Absolutely.
So you'll get that. You know, when you go home at night, you know, before your wife comes over, you read the news, you say, oh, boy, wow. Now, can you make a commitment to meet with me maybe once a month or so to tour?
Once a month or two. I definitely make a commitment to meet with you. I can't say.
Not one day. I want to say, well, when you're loose,
Yes, absolutely.
I want to go. I want to say, see this? Look, that tree should be knocked down. It's blocking us here. See this here? Now, I'll give you another example. Over by Sturgis Street, by the zoo. Not by the zoo, by the baseball field there.
Yes.
Okay? Every time it's a flood, you have to
I've been
block
over
it
there.
off. They have to
I've been
block it
over
off.
there, yes.
Now, over in White Marsh, they have it where there's always a flood there. They have a gate. Push the button, gate,
Get
no
close.
car.
Okay.
Before and then, people get stuck down there. So
Right.
it's something, you know.
Right.
Visible street signs, you know. Get a grant, get, you know. And I'm going to show some of the entrance in Norristown, like the SEPTA trains down there.
Yes.
The bridge, ugly. Not, you know, needs something there.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So
Well, I want to see it. Let's do it.
And then we're going to tour at night and we're going to tour at day.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Now, you made the Philadelphia Inquirer today.
Wow.
It says here, Cisco's. Here it is. 25 years TV show. And my first
Congratulations.
guest is Crandall Jones. Okay.
Congratulations.
So that was it. And then
Excellent.
here's another thing I want you to take with you. That's Cisco's Words of Wisdom.
Yes, sir.
Cisco's Words of Wisdom. I want you to give one to you and one to your wife
All righty.
and one to your son.
Okay.
So he's going to have to learn how to bob and weave.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And tough times never last.
Okay.
Tough people do.
Okay.
Right? When the going gets tough, the tough get gone. Right?
Right.
Only the stirring spoon knows the trouble to the pot.
Absolutely.
Right? And you're
Absolutely.
going to be a stirring spoon.
Yes.
And you're going to know what the troubles of the pot.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I think we covered everything. This is the Hank Cisco Show. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the for giving me this cake here for my 25th anniversary or the show, and my first guest here. And we're going to, the Times Herald is going to do a little interview. And I just want to take, you know, this is, today is 9/11. Just want to say a little prayer today. I know it's 1 week later when this show comes on, but a little prayer for all the people, the first responders, the police, the firemen, the aides, everybody that helped. You know, when you review that, you see the problems that can happen, that did happen. So, you know, you say a little prayer in your own little way. You don't. I ain't telling you what religion, whatever religion you are. If you don't have a religion, get one. You'll be surprised. It comes in handy, you know. That's like, that's one guy, they were in a boat, you know, and they were rowing a boat, and the guy says, the water's leaked, the thing leaking. So he said, when the guy says, hey, he says, start praying. He says, boat's sinking. He says, I don't know no prayers. He says, what do you mean? He says, you live next to that Catholic church. Oh, yeah. I-19, B-19, hey, that's no prayer, you know. So we have, you know, this is one of the nicest things that that this show for 25 years. I'm so happy that that I was able to do it, and the students that are been so loyal. And I just hope that I could touch base later on with some of the students that were here behind these cameras. In fact, one time I was interviewing a doctor, and one of the students got a little dizzy and passed out a little bit.
Wow.
He left the house without eating and everything. It was a little, so we had a doctor right here,
Oh,
you
that's
know.
good, yeah.
Then the school nurse took over.
Okay.
So we had a lot of experiences here. and with doctors, lawyers, commissioners, the police commissioners, Rudy Giuliani, the governor, when he was Attorney General. So I want to offer my assistance in any way.
Yes,
You know, I'm not going to be around too long now. You know, I'm going to be 90. I'm going to be 90 November the 9th.
Okay.
So whenever I can help in any way, I appreciate it. And I think that you are, and I've been around a long time, and I've seen them come and go, okay? And I think you're just what Norristown needs.
I appreciate
Now,
you
I'm not throwing no bouquets. These are artificial flowers. I'm giving you the real stuff.
I appreciate it.
And I really appreciate you taking the time to come here.
Absolutely.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for allowing us to come into your home. And this is the Hank Cisco Show. And I just want to say that may God bless each and every one of you. And al salud. And arrivederci. And I'll read some, I don't know, another language. You know another language? Say goodbye.
I speak South. Bye, y'all.
Okay, thank you very much.
All righty.
And here's a little token of appreciation.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless.